Yo, what's up? It's Chris from Tiger Driver 9X. Today, I am going to show you how to edit our Wrestlemania weekend schedule little template that we made for everyone to show people where they're going to be for Wrestlemania weekend. It's really simple, actually. It's super simple. It might look a little complicated. If you're not familiar with Photoshop, you might have a little hard time following it, but I think we can do this in less than 10 minutes, literally. So it's super duper easy. The first thing you're going to need is a picture. So we have the picture of Seth Rollins. What we're going to do is call that a render. A render is a picture of someone that's cut out from the background, right? So if you don't have a picture of yourself cut out, you can still do it. It's just going to look way less cool. I'll link some videos and maybe even do a video in the future on how to easily cut yourself in the background in less than like a minute or 2 minutes. But we got this picture of Seth. We're obviously going to need another one. So for that, of course, we got the GOAT, Naomi. So we're going to press Control or Command A, whichever one you use for copy and pasting. We're going to press, I got Command, so I'm going to press Command A. That selects the entire thing. We're going to press Command C to copy her. We're going to go back to the template, and we're going to press Command V to paste her. Cool. Now we're going to move her to over where Seth is. Don't delete Seth yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. We're just going to keep that right there. And I'm going to, first thing first, I'm going to rename it as Naomi Render, just because you should always name your layers to make everything easier. And I'm going to right click her, right, this area next to her name, and you should see Convert to Smart Object come out. Now what Convert to Smart Object does, it pretty much makes all the work that you do non-destructible. So if you didn't notice, on Seth here we have some filters, so you can see how different he looks. He looks a little bit more blended in. We can now apply that and change it, and then we can also share it to other layers. So that's exactly what we're going to do to Naomi, or whatever picture you use. So we're going to go ahead and see these two icons right here where I'm circling. That's two circles and an FX. We're going to hold the Alt button, drag the circles up to Naomi, and it should take a little bit of a while, but it shouldn't take too long. It should take a couple of seconds. And then hold the FX and drag it up to Naomi. So what you just did was apply the filter and then applied an inner glow. Now, Seth Rollins can fuck off now. We're good. You can go down. If you're like, oh, I don't like the way Naomi looks, the cool thing is with a smart object, you can just double click or drop this down, double click to where it says camera raw filter, double click it, and you can legit change this to be whatever you want. For example, I have a shit ton of like templates for how I might want somebody to look. I can just, I can play around with this. I can change the sharpening. I can change whatever I want around. You want to make her look more yellow. You want to change the texture, everything that's there. Do whatever you want to do with that. You can see how it changes. It's up to you. Now, also, you can double tap this inner glow and change the color of the glow. So we're going to give her a green because that's the color we're going to go with. We're going to change that. And there you go. It's a nice little green glow right there. Boom. Yeah. Simple. So we got the render out the way. The next thing is going to be the background. So first things first, there's this layer that says change color, double tap purple square. That's very simple to do. You just double tap this purple square and then you're going to change it to whatever color you want it to be. It's super fucking easy, dude. And we're going to do a green for her, and you can, it's preferred that it stays in this area of the shade so you can see how it's close to the dark. It makes things look better. If it's too green, it just looks a little weird, but if that's what you want to go for, then go ahead. So we're going to keep it that kind of green right there. And then, if you didn't notice, it's a very, very, very subtle touch, and you don't even have to do it. There's this image of Seth doing a curb stomp in the background. It's very blurred out, and you can barely see it. If you boost the opacity up a little bit, you can see a little bit more. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the Naomi picture, but we're going to do it with a photo of her in action. I'm going to go to Google Chrome and I'm going to edit this because I don't know what's in my browsing history. All right, so we got the image of Naomi in action. I'm going to press Control A, Control C, bring it over to where we are. And you should see this layer called background image. We're going to paste it right above that. And we're going to scale it up by pressing Control T to transform it and just scale it up to fit the whole thing. It's going to be blurred out, so it doesn't matter. It's going to fit pretty well right there. Once again, we're going to right click it and then it's going to say Convert to Smart Object. And we're going to hold Alt and drag these two circles up to Naomi. And it should apply the same effects that we have on that image. But we're not done yet. We're going to go back to the background image, right click it, and then copy layer style. And then go to Naomi and paste the layer style. And what that does is it pretty much copies the blending effects that we had. So we change the overlay, change the blending mode to overlay, and change the opacity to 30. So that just gives it a nice little kind of translucent effect. And you can adjust the opacity. You can make it a little bit brighter if you want. Let's say you don't like how blurred it is, you can go into the smart filters and change the blur, do all that stuff. But I think this looks good. Everything else from here on is pretty much text, and that's pretty much the easy part. I have the 2 fonts that are used, which are Gotham Ultra and I think Gotham Bold in the pack, so you can just install those fonts. They're free, they're great, please use them, they're amazing. There are a couple of fonts, or there are a couple of pieces of text I will edit. The first thing is this piece of text back here. It's very not noticeable, but it adds something, I think personally, and it's an outline text. The cool thing with text in Photoshop is that you can just press T, brings up the text tool, and any piece of text here, you can just hover over it and click it, and you can easily edit it. So we're just gonna type out Naomi. You can type out anything. You know what? We're not gonna type out Naomi. We're gonna type "Feel the Glow," right? If you want to, we're gonna move this around so it says "glow," right? Ooh, real cool, real nice, real. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'm gonna just change it back to Naomi. But you know, real cool. You know, just something super simple. It says Naomi, and then we're gonna go ahead and change the title. Seth Rollins' WrestleMania schedule? Nah, bitch. It's Naomi's WrestleMania schedule. Let's say it doesn't fit right. You can Control or Command T, scale it. You know, do whatever you need to do. Move it around. The easiest way to move something around on the same, you know, we don't want to move it around and get over here and mess everything up. So we're gonna hold Shift and then move it to the right a little bit, and that way it stays on that same vertical plane or horizontal plane, sorry. And that's just a good Photoshop tip for everyone to, you know, to know, I guess. And then, you know, this part right here is we'll have merch on hand. You can change this, you can delete it. Maybe you won't have merch on hand. Maybe you want people to know that you're, I don't know what, maybe this is just an extra thing for you to add on here. Same thing with the Twitter and Instagram handles. You can change these up to whatever it is. And then most importantly is just the actual dates and the venue and stuff like that. You can just, you know, press T, edit it, do whatever you need to do. And then each date is grouped into its own day. So for example, there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I know some people are wrestling on Wednesday. There are some shows apparently on Monday. If you need to make an extra day or you need to move these down, what we're just going to do is I'm going to move all of these down. All right, I'm going to move Sunday down. And since I'm moving that down, I'm just going to move Thursday over so it's not right on her. All right, just going to select Thursday and move it over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hold Alt and then move Thursday up, and what that does is make a copy. If you're not getting that, all you have to do is actually go to Thursday and then just press Control or Command J, and then move this up, and that makes another copy. And then there you go. Let's say you have a show on Monday. There you go, Monday. Change it around. Let's say you have more than 2 shows in a day. You're a fucking workhorse. You just go ahead and press Enter, and then hey, look at my other show. There you go. It's super easy. It's super simple. If you need help with the text, just DM us or email us. Now, if you do not have access to Photoshop, or if you're like, oh my god, this is too hard, this is too much, we will literally be doing this for everyone for $5. Like, if you need us to edit this right here for you, $5. But if you want your own custom schedule, which it isn't this one, maybe it's in a form of a Twitter header, maybe it has a cool background or explosions or whatever, DM us or hit us up and we can work something out. And if you have someone that's good with Photoshop and you don't want to spend the $5, you can send it off to them. This is just to make it super easy for everyone so they know where they're going, so you know where you can see people, you know where you can meet up. And we hope you enjoy it. We hope everything's easy. Let us know if you need any help. Let us know if this works out. Let us know if anything messes up. See you guys in Tampa. Have a great night. And yeah, make sure you follow and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go watch some of our playlists. I think there's a new merch drop in a couple of weeks, or in less than a week. We got the new metal hoodies coming out, so go ahead and cop those. Peace out, baby.